My poetry is also dealing with how to stand up in your own kind of womanhood. And so it wasn't a huge leap because I'm already working in memory, I'm already working in like, what are the things that will resonate? And here I am as a teacher looking at young people and being like, man, I remember feeling that. I remember thinking that, but we don't see these things in the book, so we think we're alone, right? And so just wanting to like write a love letter of like, yo, you're not alone in whatever this experience is of your girlhood. Like there's someone else who sees that, and I think YA for me was the way to like kind of speak back to that.
So you all have already sort of talked about this, but I want to go a little bit deeper. One of the things that I love about YA is the ability to unpack a lot of childhood traumas or problems, particularly as Black girls. I feel like, so for instance, for Nick, you speak about classism in Jackpot because the main character, she is a student who works at a gas station, and she basically is helping her mom pay rent, pay bills. And that's something a lot of your Black girls have to do. Liz, you touched upon Ziamara, how she has this body that comes that's fully formed from your adolescence. And like Jackie, you literally wrote like a biography about growing up during the civil rights era. So like, I guess my question is like, what made you sort of deal with that? Because Black girls are having to deal with things that are out of their control, and they're sort of having to come to terms with it, even though they're a kid. Can you all sort of speak a little bit more into that?
Yeah, okay, so for me, it was my own sense of injustice.
Being the girl who grew up like Rico did. Like the one thing that's different between me and her is that I didn't work. My mother pushed me very hard into academics and activities, largely because she wanted me to be able to get scholarships, and like, you know, she was very aware of the fact that education is one means of upward mobility. But I remember being this girl in these classes trying to hide how little I had, and I find that is the case for a lot of Black girls, especially Black girls whose well-meaning parents will drop them into these kind of like white neighborhoods. And I understand why that happens, but as a person who has been through it, like, I know how important it is to have stories that show that experience is like you're not alone in that experience. So yeah, it was important to me also to make sure that Black girls understand that like it's okay to be tough. Like it's okay to be tough and soft simultaneously. Because often the toughness, there's no choice. I have 2 younger siblings, and they had to be fed when my mother was still at work at 6 p.m. I had to take care of them. And so that required a certain level of toughness. But that toughness also needed to be broken down. And that's something that you see in Jackpot. Like, it is the closest book to myself that I've ever written, which makes it terrifying.
It's so fascinating. I wrote a book called The Bells, which is a fantasy world. It's not our